Labi but atka Latvia. I'm afraid that's where it stops, but that's as good as I can do. Just by a show of hands, how many people in this room would like to have at least 5% more success in some area in your life? At least 5%. Excellent. Would you agree that if you want at least 5% more success in some area in your life, you're probably going to have to do something different? Okay, I'm going to help you out. Every time I give you a question, even if you don't understand the question, just say yes. Is that okay? Very good. So even if you don't understand, every so often, just say yes. Very good. So I'm going to share some ideas. I'm not asking you to agree with everything that I'm sharing, but I have spoken to nearly 2 million people all over the world. I've spoken to children. I've spoken to people in prison. And it's nice to see so many familiar faces. Welcome back. And I've spoken with people of chief executives all over the world. And the speech that I'm going to share works virtually everywhere, including Latvia, and for you. So I'm going to share some principles. Let's go back a slide. I'm going to share some principles about how to create impact. But in order for you to create impact, you're going to have to do something very special. And for some of you, it's going to be a problem. So how many of you right now have your phones out? How many of you have got your phones out? How many of you have got your... Why? You're here. The most important lesson you can have in business is this one lesson that I'm going to give you. And if you get the lesson that I'm going to give you, we can all go home. It's going to be a very short conference. This is the only lesson you need to know in business. If you're in the room, be in the room. But this is what you look like. And occasionally I'm going to look at you, and if you're on your phone, I will find your phone. I will take your phone. And I will then send a message to whoever you're writing to. And it will look like this: I love you. I want you to have my children. Which will be strange if you're sending that to the economic minister, who has now left. So, I'd like to share some ideas, but 2 very quick quotes that I share wherever I go. And one says, no one can go back and make a brand new start, but anyone can start right now and make a brand new ending. Do you agree with this quote? Okay, just say yes. You've got to say yes. Otherwise I have to change my whole speech. The past is over. Would you agree? If the past is over, why do we talk so much about the past? You can't change the past. The idea is to be here and decide where you want to go. What you did last week in marketing will not work for next week. You've got to change some of the ideas. The next speaker, Steve, will share some fantastic ideas to make your business grow. But what most of you are going to want to do is what you used to do. Life is moving very fast. And then the second quote comes from Dame Anita Roddick, who set up the Body Shop. And she said, if you think you're too small to make an impact, try going to bed with a mosquito in the room. Everything that you do has to make an impact. Because if it's not making an impact, why are you doing it? So, I'm going to share some ideas. Please listen very carefully. And I would much prefer for you to take notice than take notes. Now, if you're writing that down, I'll repeat that for you. I would much prefer for you to take notice. And the reason that I want you to take notice is that you have to be focused. And the hardest thing in business to do is to be focused. Because if you're not focused, this is what tends to happen. Can we go louder? And that's how most of you in Latvia are living your life. You're so focused on where you think you're going, you're missing what's right in front of you. So the only place you can be is here. Some of you are thinking about what you're going to be doing next week, and some of you are thinking where you're going to be. Please be in the room. Does that make sense? Very good. So here's the next question for you, and it's a very difficult question. How many people in this room talk to yourselves, please? How many of you talk to yourself? I love what you're doing here. Just tell me your name. Mix? This is what you did, Mix. The question was, how many people talk to themselves? And this is what you did. Do I talk to myself? And I was watching you. So we all talk to ourselves. Would you agree? All the time that I'm talking to you, there's a group of you thinking, who is this man from England telling us in Latvia how to run our business? There is a group of you, and I think that's what you're thinking. And there's another group of you thinking this. I don't know who he is, but it might be worth listening to. We do this all the time. We talk to ourselves, and we either talk to ourselves as a coach, which is empowering, inspiring, leading us for the future, or we talk to ourselves as a commentator. And the commentator inside your head is going, he's speaking too fast. I don't like him. He's too fat to wear a tie. That's what you're thinking, aren't you? You see, all the time that you're in business, your customers are doing this to you. They are talking to themselves while you're talking to them, and you don't know what they're thinking. So all I can ask you to do is to be in the room, be positive, and think as a coach. Is that okay? So let's go one stage further. In a minute, I'm going to put up a word on the screen. As soon as you see the word on the screen, I would like you to shout it out. Is that okay? I want you to go a bit Latvian crazy. Now, I have no idea in Latvia what you call crazy is, but this is not called crazy. I need you to go absolutely crazy. Is that okay? And I'm watching you, because you look the crazy type. So the word's going to come up on the screen. It's a big word, and I want you to shout it out. Are you ready? I love this. Just tell me what you said.
Opportunity is nowhere.
Brilliant. So this is what my... Just tell me your name. Danish? Rainis. So this is what Rainis said. This is a business economic conference. We've got 800 people from all over Latvia, and you said opportunity is nowhere. Brilliant. Or it might read opportunity is now here. Ah, that's clever. Or when I work with school children, they always say opportunity is snowwhere. You see, it will read whatever you want it to read. And in Latvia right now, I've been reading a lot about your economics. You are on the cusp of an enormous economic upturn. Things are looking good. But for some of you, it's looking not good. But it's the same for everyone. There is a fantastic opportunity if you're willing to get off your backside, if you're willing to take a risk, if you're willing to network, if you're willing to meet people. Would you agree? Yes. Or you can do what you normally do, and you come to a conference and you sit with the same people you came with. So where's the very pretty row, the 5 girls here? You all came together, you all sat together, and you're very pretty, it's nice. But you could meet other people. But I promise you, when it comes to coffee, you'll all go together. And then you'll all go to the toilets together, and then you'll all come back together, and that's how you'll live your life. Or you could mingle and meet other people. Because you see, wherever I go in the world, I'm always looking for opportunities. Everywhere I go, I'm always looking for opportunities. And I was staying in a hotel very recently, and in the hotel that I was staying in, there was a sign above the bathroom mirror. And the sign above the bathroom mirror said, "Please do not steal the hotel towels. And if you do, there'll be a $5 charge for any hotel towel you steal." Now, ladies and gentlemen, that sign offended me. because I had never, ever thought about stealing the hotel towels. Until then. I picked up this hotel towel and it was about this wide. It was this long. It was white. It was soft. It was fluffy. It was only $5. So I took 4. You see, ladies and gentlemen, if you see an opportunity, you should take it. And what I'm asking you to do today is in the coffee breaks, is meet other people. Steve will give you other things to do. But the choice is to do something or do nothing. Do you agree? But let's go one stage further. In a minute, I'm going to put something up on the screen. And this time, I want you all to shout out what you think it is. It's very complicated. But go crazy. It's not a word, okay, this time, but go crazy. Are you ready? Up there. Don't look down there. Look up there. Okay. Are you ready? So as soon as you see what it is, shout it out. Okay, stop there. Stop. I just need to ask some questions. Excuse me. Just talk amongst yourselves. These are the intelligent people, are they? These are the 800 people from Latvia that want to change the world. These are the people. Yes. This isn't like a rehearsal to see if I'm any good. Yes. And if I'm any good, then the other 800 come. This is the best you've got in Latvia, is it? I flew over from London for this conference with this slide. I worked with your AV team all morning. We were here at 4 o'clock this morning to get this slide ready. And this is what happened. So I said to you all, as soon as you see what comes up, shout it out. Do you remember? And this is what you did in Latvia. Now, let me be really honest with you guys. This is not that complicated. And in any language in the world, it's the same. So I'd like to know from some of you what stopped you sharing. Don't tell me what it is. What stopped you sharing what that is? Who'd like to just help me out? What held you back? Something stopped you. You were looking for the right answer. What job do you do, ma'am? What do you do? I'm just curious. You're a salesperson and you don't know what that is. I don't know what you sell, ma'am, but I'm telling you now, we have some problems. Here we go. You can interpret it in many ways. Any answer would have been better than this. Anyone else? What stopped you? This is a problem around the world, and I speak in 150 countries all over the world, and everyone does the same. This slide is your biggest consultancy slide, and this is the problem that Latvia and the rest of the world are suffering from, is this slide. If you get the answer to this, your life will change. This is the answer, this slide. Sorry? It might be a planet, sir, but why didn't you say that? Sorry? It might be, but why didn't you say an hour ago? You see, life doesn't work that way. Your clients want responses. When I work with school children, and I do a lot of work with school children, and I put this slide up, I get hundreds of answers. Then we get the 800 creme de la creme, the best of Latvian business in a room, and it was like this. Oh, right, so you're blaming me. So we're not taking any responsibility now. It's now my fault. Well done, Latvia. Let's not blame the world. Let's just blame the speaker. Excellent. Don't applaud that. But that's classic. No, sir. That's yours. That's your issue. But you see, it's interesting. I said, in a minute, something is going to come up on the screen. And as soon as you see what comes on the screen, shout it out. And what you heard, there's going to be a word. And I even said to my friend here, it's not going to be a word, because I knew you weren't that bright. You. See, when I work with school children, they'll tell me, it's a black dot. It's looking up my daddy's nose when he's reading me a story. It's looking down from space, seeing a French man on a bicycle. That's his beret. It's the end of a polar bear's nose. It's going through a tunnel. But how many of you in this room were children? And then it all went wrong. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something right now. You have got to start taking risks. You've got to start shouting stuff out. You've got to go a little bit crazy. Because the more you hold back, the more you lose out. Does that make sense? But what happened was, you saw the word and some of you didn't want to be first. We had too many choices. We didn't want to look silly. We thought someone else might say it. It's too obvious. Most of business is very obvious. Let me share my big message for business. Turn up, smile, deliver, go home. That's it. But this is what you do. I'm not sure if I'm going to turn up. Opportunities nowhere. I'm not going to smile. I'm not going to deliver. And then we'll blame the government. Excellent. So let's go. Don't clap that. Don't blame the government. The minister's, oh no, she's gone. You can blame the government. It's fine. So how do we motivate a team? How do we get passionate? How do we move forward? The first thing you have to do is be in the room. Do you agree? The second thing you have to do if you want to motivate your team is find out what are the best organizations in the world do and model them. So everyone do this, please. It's interactive. Everyone do this. Everyone do this. Do this. Yeah. No, do this. No, just do this. It's okay. Just do this. Everyone make a circle like this. It's not that complicated. Just do this. You can do it. Yes, just do it. Very good. You're not that busy. Now everyone put it to your chin. That's your chin. And I can't believe you're doing it as well, so it's your conference. Oh, yes, I like this. I'm good at this. You see, ladies and gentlemen, let me share what happens to most people. We just seem to follow the crowd. We seem to follow what everyone else is doing. You've got to be a little bit different. But if you just watch what everyone else is doing, nothing changes. Let me go one stage further. Everyone put your hands together like this, please. Notice which thumb is on top. Your right or your left. Put your hands together like this, and either your right thumb or your left thumb will be on top. Here's some very scientific evidence here. If your right thumb is on top, it means you're much more sexually active. Sir, why are you looking at her thumb? It doesn't mean anything at all. Keep your hands like this for one moment. This is how we run our business. We run our business in a very comfortable manner. The problem is, if you want to change, you're going to have to do something different. So here's the hard exercise. You ready for this? Move all of your fingers up one, so the other thumb becomes on top. What are you doing there, ma'am? Are you trying to get sexually active or something happening there? How does that feel for some of you? A bit weird? A bit strange? It doesn't feel right? And what most of you want to do is you want to go back to the way it was. The problem is if you go back to the way it was, you'll have the same success you had. Take your hands away. Put them back together again. And you're going to want to go back to the original position. Ladies and gentlemen, please, over the next 21 days, do something a little bit crazy. Is that okay? A little bit crazy. Now, what you think crazy is and what I think crazy is different. But whatever you think crazy is. So let's just go a little bit crazy now. I am looking for a volunteer, someone who is willing to receive some love, care, support, and attention from the rest of the group. Okay, I'll be with you in 1 second. Just tell me your name. Jane? Okay, I can understand that one. That's a good one. Okay. So Jane, just stay there. 700 people in the room, and the minute I said I'm looking for a volunteer, this is what happened to most of you. Just watch me. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking for a volunteer. Not me. So can everyone look at the floor, please? Everyone look at the floor. Everyone look at the ceiling. So you've checked out the whole building now. What stopped some of you volunteering? What was the fear? What voice did you have in your head when I said the word volunteer? Sorry? Commando. Okay. Slightly weird, but that's okay. Anyone else, what stopped you? Language? All you had to do was receive something. You weren't going to have to do anything, but you understood what volunteer was. You then went, I don't understand. I love people. In Latvia, people always do this. I speak in English the whole time, and then when I say volunteer, they go, oh, what is volunteer? Volunteer. I volunteer. But they understand every word except volunteer. Bizarre. So Jane, can I borrow you for a second? Don't do anything, ladies and gentlemen, but Jane, yeah, as fast as you can. I've only got 4 hours. As fast as you can. You're going to help her. What a gentleman you are. Oh. No, don't do anything. Just say. So Jane, what made you volunteer?
Your speech.
My speech. Okay, so Jane, we're going to do something great, crazy now. You're going to stand just here, and we are going to give you a 20-second standing ovation. They're all going to stand up. They're going to clap, scream, yell, go ballistic. And all you're going to do is 2 things. You're going to breathe, otherwise it looks like this. And second of all, don't clap them back. This miserable bunch did nothing. We don't like them. You're the star of the show, and all you're going to do is receive all the love and attention. Is that okay? Yes. You can do that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's called a standing ovation. So first of all, I need you all to stand. And you! I can see you at the top. Everyone stand. Oh, no, not yet, not yet. Wait. What are you doing with your camera? Put your camera down, you need to be clapping. Oh, not yet. Oh, yeah, what's that? Okay, we're going to go crazy, okay? And I'm going to be photographing this at the same time, okay? Because I just want to imagine what it would be like to get a standing ovation, okay? Okay, so you ready for this? At the count of 3, we're going to go absolutely crazy for Jane. Is that all right? 1, 2, 3, let's go! Take your seats. How was that?
Oh, nice.
That was pretty good. Now, I want you to imagine every time you come to work, we're all going to do this for you. Every day.
Oh, nice.
But let me ask you a serious question. When, if ever, do we get standing ovations? At the beginning of the job or the end of the job? At the beginning of the day or the end of the day? Which normally would we get? At the beginning or the end?
I think in the end.
At the end. When would it be better to do it? At the beginning, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, to get motivated. You see, I should have got that standing ovation when I was introduced. You see, I'll get that when I finish. I'm just going to repeat that. When I finish, I'll get the standing ovation. When I finish, I'll get it. But if I had have got that standing ovation when I started, it would have lifted me up. Do you agree? So you took a risk. So you have a choice of one of my 4 books. Which one would you like? That's on impact, that's communication, that's networking, that's go. I'll tell you what, take that one and this one, just for taking a risk.
Okay,
Give her a round of applause. You see, there's only 2 ways you can motivate a team of people, in my humble opinion. This is one of the ways you can motivate a team of people.
Terry Tate, some people thought we were crazy. But I'm a firm believer in paradigm breaking, outside the box thinking.
Hey, buddy.
Break was over 15 minutes ago, Mitch!
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity has gone up 46%. We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. That ain't new, baby.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Janice.
But what's really impressed me is how Terry's become part of the Felcher family.
Get high, baby.
He fits right in here.
That's a long distance call, Doug.
To be honest, I wish Reebok sent us 10 Terry Tates.
You want to play games, Gene? Well, when it's game time, it's pain
So that is one way you can motivate the people, wouldn't you agree? Probably not the best way. But here's something interesting to understand, especially in Latvia. Leadership is not the way forward. I'll repeat that. Leadership is not the way forward. Partnerships are the way forward. So I'm very blessed because Agnes invited me to come to Latvia. We have a fantastic AV team. We have some great interpreters. We have a great setup. All these people are part of my support team. Without these people, I don't have a performance. Does that make sense? And there is a phrase that says, you have to do it by yourself and you cannot do it alone. So if you get the right partners in your business, what do you think success looks like? And if you get the right partners in business, it should look like this.
You got a light, mate?
Yeah, I have. Hold this a minute.
Excuse me, mate. Can you hold that for a minute? Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I finished. It's all right, I'll take care of that.
I've finished.
Me too.
Now, there was one liner there you may have heard or you may not have heard, where one says to the other, no problem, I'll take care of it. Because you see, if you're here, who's looking after your customers? Who's looking after your business? See, I'm very blessed. I have a team of people who look after my books, who look after my videos, who look after my operation, and they can make sure that everything that I do is looked after. Does that make sense? So I can be here, and I have a secretary that looks after me, and I've got airlines, and I've got all these people that make me look good. Who supports you in your business? Because you see, you have to be in the room, and you have to model off the best, and you have to be passionate and have a passionate team around you. But that's not enough in today's world. Let me go one stage further. I've got 20 euros here. Who would like it?
Thanks for 20 euros.
Pleasure. Stay here 1 second. Where were you seated?
There, on the end.
Thank you very much. Range, you didn't have very far to go, did you? We gave you a staircase just for you. But you said opportunities nowhere.
Yeah.
You didn't have very far to go either, did you? But this was you. So here's the question. If you're in the room and you model off the best and you're passionate, that's just imp. It doesn't make much of an impact. Nothing changes until you change. And am I right, sir, that when you introduced me, you said it will pay to volunteer? Yep. You said that? Yep. In Latvian?
Or no, actually I didn't say that. I said it will be worth.
Okay, it'll be worth volunteering. Okay, they obviously didn't understand that. Maybe you need to change your Latvian to get better. Okay? Because obviously my English isn't very good, your Latvian isn't very good. Because you actually told them it'll be worthwhile volunteering.
Yep.
And still you never moved. No? Okay. So, here's the question. Where's my friend? Where are you? Look how far he had to come. Sorry. See, you came and you went past him. Now, you see, sir, you could have taken him down. You could have done. You could have put your leg out, he'd have gone flying. You, sir, you were writing notes, weren't you? Just be in the room. You don't, like, it's the wrong jacket. You need all the money you can get in the economic climate. You should have taken him down. But here's the problem. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is life. There are opportunities every day of the week, would you agree? And I wonder how many opportunities you're missing. Because I said, take a risk. Where's Jane? Jane took a risk, and I gave her a standing ovation, and she got books. Then I put 20 euros up in the air, and this was what you did. Yes, I like it, yay! But this is what most of you did. And then what's your name, sir? Yanni. This was him. Yo, I'm running. It was like Usain Bolt. And he was miles away, and he didn't care how bad he looked in the run, and it wasn't pretty. But he took a risk, and that's what business is about. You've got the country, we've got a great economic climate, we've got the people, there's 800 people. Go crazy! But in Latvia, you think this is going crazy. No, okay, I'll move back. Sorry. So, you've got to be in the room, you've got to model off the best, you've got to be passionate and take action. But here comes the hardest bit. You've got to learn how to communicate. How many of you have ever had problems communicating? I certainly have today. I speak all over the world and I think I can communicate. But obviously my message isn't coming across clearly. So we're going to do a little exercise. I hate labeling people. But we're going to do a little exercise here. You are going to be one of the 4 categories. It's going to come up very easily. The interpreters will read out some of the words. I'll read out some of the words. But in this room, you are predominantly one of the 4 categories. So, top left are sociable, dynamic, demonstrative, enthusiastic, persuasive. Top right, competitive, demanding, determined, strong-willed, purposeful. Bottom left, caring, encouraging, sharing, patient, relaxed. And bottom right, cautious, precise, deliberate, skeptical, formal. In this room, you are predominantly one of the 4 quadrants. How many of you have done profiling, like Myers-Briggs, Belbin, DISC, Insight? Anybody done things like this? So you've done something like this, have you? What am I? What profiling did you do? You don't know. What profiling did you do? Okay, so what did you do? Was it Insight, colours? Insight. So what am I on Insight? I'm definitely not red. I'm definitely massively yellow. Okay. So here's the problem. All profiling, in my opinion, sucks. And I wrote a book on it. And the reason why it sucks is because you often find out who you are. Who you are is not the problem. Who they are is the problem. So does everyone know roughly where you are? And if you're not sure where you are, you're bottom right. It will just save time. So does everyone know where you are? Just tell your colleague who you're sitting next to whether you're top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. How long have I got? Okay, cool. Everyone know where you are? Just say yes so I know you're breathing. You know where you are? No? You're bottom right. If you're unsure where you are, you're bottom right, trust me, because it is very clear. You're either excitable, you're either quite strict, you're either quite detailed, or you're very nice. You're one of the 4. You're not very nice. I think you're more detailed, okay? So they represent different animals. When you find out the animal you are, you can't change your mind. Is that okay? So just tell your colleague where you are. Have everyone told your colleague where you are? Have you told them where you are? Jane, top left. Top right. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I'm now going to tell you the animals you are. When you get to the animal you are, I'd like you to make the appropriate noise. So I want you to make the noise of the animal you are. Are you ready for this? So we've got the monkeys. Where are the monkeys? I promise you in Latvia, monkey... Yeah, yes. There's a classic Latvia monkey. Okay, fine. Well done. Then we've got the lions. Where are the lions? Then we've got the dolphins. Sorry, what was that noise? Okay. And then we've got the elephants. Where are the elephants? Okay. So, would you agree when you're at work, you've got to wear many different hats at work. You've got to wear many different communication styles. So I brought my hats with me, and wherever I go in the world, I always bring my hats with me. And I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I am a massive, massive monkey. And I've been a monkey all my life. And there's some massive advantages being a monkey, and there's some disadvantages being a monkey. One of the advantages of being a monkey is I get a phone call from Agnes, who says to me, will you speak in Latvia? And all monkeys do this. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I can do that. I've no idea where Latvia is, but yeah, I can go to Latvia. And then she said, will you open the conference? I went, yeah, no problem. But you know you'll have to come the night before. Yeah, no problem. I don't even listen to the questions. I get so excited that somebody loves me that I go, yes. And then I get picked up at the airport and I'm so excited to see Agnes. I run to Agnes, hello, yay! And she's going, hello. Monkeys say yes a lot. We are very excited. We overpromise all the time. We get very excited. But monkeys have two major problems. Monkeys can only be in a room about 20 minutes. Then we start leaving, we go on walkabouts. So the monkeys right now are thinking there's got to be a coffee break soon. We've been sitting here now 30 minutes, it's time for a break. But our biggest problem is project management. Anything longer than about 3 hours is way too long. We get very excited with a new client, but we get bored very easily. Where are my fellow monkeys? Where are my fellow monkeys? Welcome. Hello, welcome. Then we got the lions, and we've definitely got lions here, sir. Lions want to make Latvia number one. We're going to change the economic climate, and we're going to go this way and be the best there is. Any moment in time they change their minds and go this way, they've had to change their hearts. Lions are in your face, they're strict to the point. They don't care about family. Family are a waste of time. We just need to get business done, and we're going this way, ya Allah, this way. And sometimes lions can act like seagulls. And seagulls in management meetings fly around, they swoop down, they shit on people, and fly out again. And you kind of know those people. But at least you know where you stand with lions, because the lions are right in your face. Who are my fellow lions? Where are the lions? There's a few more. And then we've got the elephants. And there's definitely going to be some elephants here. Now this is a cool hat. The problem is right now, the monkeys are thinking one thing and one thing only, where to get the hats from. They can't listen to a word I'm saying now. They're going, I like those hats. The lions are going, it's not that funny. The elephants are going, this is about us. And the dolphins are going, oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Elephants need a very different process. The elephants got very excited when they came in the room, because if I'm right, they were given a notepad. Do you remember the elephants were given one of these? The monkeys right now did this. We don't need that. The lions are going, I have a Prada notepad, I'm not having that one. And the dolphins want a few of those for their children, so they're going to pick up a few later. You'll see later on, I promise you. You know this is true. So for the organisers, you need some more for the dolphins. They're going to want a few more. Elephants need a structure. They need an agenda. They need data. They need a structure. They need data. They need references. And they'll be checking me out on my website later on. The monkeys are never going to go onto my website because they can't be bothered. The lions think they should be speaking. The elephants are going to check me out to see if I do actually speak 150 times a year. And I want to see if he's got these awards. I don't believe him. And the dolphins are going, I hope he's got children. He looks a nice person. Who are the elephants, or do you need longer to think about it? There's a whole herd of elephants here in the row, like 3 of them. Yes, we're elephants, but we're not going to volunteer. Yeah, I love that, we're not volunteering. And then we've got the dolphins, and we'll definitely have some dolphins here. Come on, Agnes, it's time. This is nice. Oh, stop it. And all the dolphins want is for all of us in Latvia to work together, to really come close, to leave a legacy for our children. And not just for our children, for our other children. And the dolphins need to reach out. Where's one of the dolphins? Are you one of the dolphins? Just stand up for a second. I think it's time. No. It's time for a little huggy. You can let go. You can let go. You see, I'll always do that to a dolphin, but I wouldn't have done that to you. Hello. And I'll move back. You see have I got 3 minutes?
You've got
5, even better. See, as a monkey, I've got no idea about time. You see, dolphins want all of us to get on well together. Does that make sense? So in this audience, we've got some monkeys who need to have a break very soon. We've got the lions that think they should be on stage. We've got the elephants who need to check out the details because they're thinking this can't all be right. It's not, is it? You think there's another system. And the dolphins, as long as we have a lovely time, and there's tea and coffee for everyone later, that'll be fine. They're very excited, as long as there's enough tea and coffee. They want fair trade tea. But here's the problem. It doesn't matter who you are. Your job is to identify who they are. Does that make sense? So your job from today is to become an effective zookeeper. And I wrote a book on communication. And when I wrote a book on communication, I had to make sure the book was in all 4 languages. So the book's called It's a Zoo around here. But for the monkeys in the room, there's lots of coloured paper. There's even a joke on the very first page, which says, if you go to the zoo, always take something to feed the animals, even if the sign says don't feed the animals. Remember, it wasn't the animals that put the signs up. Then for the lions, where are the lions? There's not many words on each page, but they're very important words, because now you're very busy people. Now, for the elephants, you're going to get excited now. Are you ready? I'm going to come a bit closer. Dangerous. Dolphins are worried now in case I fall. Oh. That's the first time you've smiled in 20 years. You see, you give them a chart like this and elephants get really excited. And in case that wasn't enough information, there's another page of this rubbish. And at the beginning of the book, there's a whole chapter for elephants only, just to prove why this stuff is important. And where are the dolphins? We printed it on recycled paper. See, look at these dolphins. Yes, look at that, that's great! The monkeys are going, what is recycled paper? I have no idea. The lion's going, a waste of time. But for the dolphins, they've just had an orgasm. That's their excitement for the day. So you've got to be in the room. You've got to model off the best. You've got to be passionate. You've got to take lots of action. And you've got to communicate well, would you agree? But the most important bit is to find out which animal are you. Because that's what happens in the workplace, is that you live in a zoo. And you've got to work with all these different animals. And that's what my office looks like. We've got all these different animals, and you've got to communicate in their language, not yours. Does that make sense? You cannot keep communicating in your language. So let me leave you with one last thought, please. So I've got 2 quick videos. What are you going to do from today? So that's where we are 44 minutes after my speech. I've shared some ideas, but nothing's changed. The question is, what are you going to do differently so it looks like this? So the questions, my friends, are, if you want to make an impact, be in the room, model off the best, be passionate, take lots of action, communicate well, and trust the process. Does that make sense? It's been a real honour to work with you. I wish you every success. My name's been Nigel Risner. Thank you so much indeed.